Hi there, how are you? Kia ora. I hope you're doing well and awesome wherever you are in this truly incredible planet that you, my friends, have the opportunity to exist on. Okay, so on this, I'm launching this YouTube channel today. Actually, this evening, around about time now, it's going on 8 p.m. New Zealand time, and I thought, okay, I'll launch the channel, T.P.C. Thought Process Conditioning. I'm a T.P.C. mindset coach, T.P.C. business coach, and T.P.C. fitness coach, and a T.P.C. behavioral therapist. And the ultimate goal with T.P.C. Thought Process Conditioning is simply that, to help people condition their minds for the life they want to live, the person they want to become, the aspirations and the goals they want to achieve. And you are always conditioning your mind either to succeed or not to succeed. So your mind is always being conditioned. So I'll give an example. If I sit all day, 3 days a week, I'm a very active person. That would be such a challenge for me. But eventually, if I keep doing that on a regular basis, my mind will actually, in my body, will be conditioned to that. And then, comfort will be my, I'll be conditioned to comfort. And that's really the disadvantage that leaves a lot of people in their lives shipwrecked, emotionally, physically, financially as well. And it's simply because their lifestyle has become conditioned. And that's why this channel here, T.P.C. Thought Process Conditioning, will inspire you and give you the tools to make sure that you are conditioning your mind to enjoy success, conditioning your mind to enjoy excelling and pushing through. And it really is and starts with what we call TMIs, which is the thoughts and mental images that are processing in your mind right now. Some neuroscientists suggest that over 60,000 plus thoughts and mental images process in your mind daily, and that is a lot. But what you find is it's really a collective of thoughts and mental images that become a regular pattern, and that pattern becomes a state of mind, and that state of mind determines your mood, and your mood then determines your behavior, and then obviously the actions that you're going to take. So anyway, on this channel, T.P.C. Thought Process Conditioning, please subscribe if you do. I sound like I'm selling this channel, and I shouldn't be, because let me tell you this here, the most important aspect to your life is realizing and actualizing realizing and actualizing particular exercises for you to become the control center of your mind. And a lot of people don't do that. They simply drift through life. Unfortunately, it's not taught at the educational system, and my goal is to change that and have T.P.C. starting in New Zealand introduced to children at a very young age, because it will teach them to realize that they are not thoughts and mental images. You're not. And I'm going to say that to you now, watching this very first YouTube channel that I'm launching this evening. At the time here is about 8 p.m. New Zealand time. I'm based in Wellington, New Zealand. A beautiful, beautiful city. The great thing about Wellington is that you don't have to travel far to get to different, completely different communities, areas, if I wanted to get to a beautiful, beach, and I'm talking about a real beach. I'm in the city right now, Lower Hutt. Takes me about 30 minutes and I'm there. If I want to get into the city, it takes me 14 minutes. I'm in a huge actual city, one of the second biggest cities in New Zealand. So, yeah, anyway. My goal, the reason why I say that too, I might as well put in a T.P.C. advertisement plug, setting up a T.P.C. workshop in Wellington, definitely in a couple of months. So if you're in Wellington, come along. And but anyway, if you subscribe to the channel, you will automatically get 30% of our T.P.C. workshops, T.P.C. retreats, and also merchandise as well. My goal is ultimately to build this channel, but more more important to that is really to help you to become the control center of your mind and condition your mind for success. Because true freedom is when you can say no. That's what true freedom is, when you can say no to that particular food. You can say no to feeling, to procrastination. You can say no to, I run a men's group here called MSC Men Support Team, and there are a lot of addictions that not only men, but people unfortunately heed to, because it's becoming a pattern for them to do so. It's come like a normality. So once you realize that you're the control center of your mind and you're the boss of your mind, and unfortunately it's the other way around. We got thoughts and mental images that are running on autopilot. And so these thoughts and mental images running on autopilot, they are pretty bossing that person around. That person feels a particular way. From that feeling, then they act a particular way, then they get the result that they don't want, and everything is actually triggered directly back to the thoughts and mental images that are processing in their minds, your mind. So T.P.C, the 4 Ps, which is the building block, the cognitive building block for T.P.C, which is the 4 Ps, which is process. The thoughts and mental images that process in your mind become the second P, which is perception. Your perception really is really your belief. And a belief really is a mental image that you have decided to agree with. Said, yes, this mental images that showing this mental image or images that's showing up in my mind, I accept it. So belief really is an accepted mental image. And so that image, an image is such a powerful energy. I mean, people, this is my own opinion, people don't commit suicide. They because of a mental image that has now become really taken over their lives, has taken over their psyche. It's actually a mental image now. Make a long story short, it's a mental image that has actually killed them, not suicide. People aren't violent. It's the thoughts and mental images that they're taking on that makes them violent, and that reduces their belief and their power. And so now they've succumbed to these thoughts and mental images. And I'll say that again, people aren't violent. It's basically people not knowing that a lot of it is running on autopilot. The third P is project, what you project. So it's quite fascinating in regards to, because of perception, what perception is you painting a picture of what you think is going on, what you think reality is. And once that picture is completed, it's now an actual image. And that image is now, because a mental image will either drive you to it or against it. So if I had to say, like a dead cow in the middle of a paddock rotting with maggots, in the actual carcass of the cow, if you image that there, you're gonna, oh my goodness, and only because that's an image. If you think about a particular food long enough, your taste buds are going to react to that. And a lot of people eat the wrong food. It's not because they're not, a lot of them are already full, but it's really the taste. The taste buds, what they really do is produce ultimately a mental image, a feeling. This feels good. And it goes on, but this is just an introduction to T.P.C, so I'm going to keep it as short as I possibly can. And so what you project is really it's actually what you're going to produce. And what I mean by that is that if you look at the quantum physics model, Einstein, one of his famous quotes was, the field is the sole governing agent of the particle. And he's talking about the quantum field. And so because we're made of atoms and particles, what that means is what we're going to project into the field, eventually we're going to materialize. So the final P is produce. what the thoughts and mental images process in your mind become your perception. Your perception is what you're going to project, and what you're going to project is what you're going to produce in your life. And if people realize that's really the outcome of thoughts and mental images, that if they're running on autopilot, it doesn't matter what you want. If those thoughts and mental images aren't conjoined and conditioned to what you want, then you're not going to get what you want. It really comes down to conditioning. Conditioning is the key. So in this video here, there's a lot you're going to not only be able to utilize in your own life, but also be certified as a T.P.C. mindset coach as well. And our T.P.C 4P course will be up and running next week. And that way you can go on next week and do the course, and from there you can decide whether you want to become a T.P.C mindset coach. Great thing to be. It's also very affordable as well. And at the same time, you get to help people, number one, to become the control center of their lives, simply because of understanding how thoughts and mental images affect us. And that's basically it, guys. There's a lot to go on and about, but this is obviously the first video for the official start of my YouTube channel, T.P.C Thought Process Conditioning. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. And I'm going to leave you with amazing, actually it's quite an ancient passage written in Ifrit in Hebrew about 2,000 years ago. And what it says is that as a man or woman thinketh, that's how they spoke back then, I suppose. Actually, not back then, it would have been further on in the 1800s. So as a man or woman thinketh, so are they. And so what that means is, you are not what you eat, you are what you think. You actually are the images that you hold the most, you feel the most, you become the most, and you project the most, you produce the most. So you are your mental images, self-image. So there's a lot to cover, but every week I'm going to endeavor to upload 2 or 3 videos or even more every week. Subscribe to the channel, please. That you will, it'll be great for you to get these insights directly and before everyone else. Get that 30% discount as well on our merchandise, workshops, retreats and stuff like that. And also on the course being launched next week, giving the opportunity to become a T.P.C mindset coach. Hey guys, have a fantastic morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're on this truly amazing planet. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video.